2008, a lot of important firsts happened. China hosted the Olympics for the first time. The first private spacecraft was launched into orbit. The first African-American president was elected. And on July 11th of that year, there was another important first. The price of oil hit $147 a barrel, the highest price the world has ever seen.
When oil began to go over about $80 a barrel in 2007, we saw something very interesting happening. All the other prices for all the other goods and services started to go up.
Most of the people who follow the price of oil for a living say it's headed for $100 a barrel, and quickly, as early as tomorrow, and that will be very bad for virtually every facet of American life.
When oil hit about $122, $123 a barrel in early 2008, we had food riots, you recall, in 22 countries.
Let's take a look at the oil market itself. Today, the price, as we told you, we'll tell you again before this show's over, $132 a barrel.
When oil hit $147 a barrel in July of 2008, all the prices across the supply chain for everything we buy went through the roof. And in that month, July 2008, purchasing power shut down all over the world.
It seems that everything is costing more.
Food costs expected to rise 4% this year.
And since everything you buy in a store gets there in a truck powered by diesel fuel, you'll probably pay more for things at the store because of that.
Half of America makes less than $50,000 a year for their families. When oil prices rise, their pocketbooks are constrained almost instantly.
You got to choose. Do you want to go rent movies or go to the movies with your kids, or do you want to, buy gas and be able to make it to work? So it gets rough.
A lot of people, have to choose between medicine and groceries and gas, so it hurts.
Es imposible para mí, para mi familia, llenar mi tanque.
Whatever happens to the price of oil, it has a dramatic impact on every American that has a car, on every business that needs fuel. It ripples through our economy.
Just 60 days after oil hit $147 a barrel, there was another first. For the first time in history, the stock market fell a record 777 points in a single day.
The worst day on Wall Street.
The market fell as if down a well.
We're down over 16%.
Because we're now down 43%.
The Dow traders are standing there watching in amazement, and I don't blame them.
We have hit an end game for the era of crude oil, and that was July 2008 at $147 a barrel. And that was the economic earthquake. The collapse of the financial market 60 days later, that was the aftershock. And so every time we try to regrow the global economy at the same rate we were growing before July 2008, oil prices will go up, all the other prices for everything we buy will go up, and it'll shut down over and over again.
So here's a chart of the S&P 500 tracking along with gas prices, you can see there. Now here's the thing. In the past 4 instances when gas prices have actually exceeded $4 a gallon, that is when it really starts to hit the consumer's wallet. And look, historically, you can see that the S&P has pulled back as well.
Going back 30 or 40 years, every time the price of oil has made a dramatic movement, it has been followed by a recession in the United States, without an exception.
I've prepared a graph, and it traces the U.S. unemployment rate and the price of oil adjusted for inflation from 1970 to today. And you can see the two graphs go like this. Every time the price of oil goes up, a few months later, unemployment soars.
So we have this catch-22. When the oil price is low, that stimulates economic activity, that creates more demand for oil. As demand increases, price of oil goes up, and the next thing you know, we have a financial crisis and we start the cycle again.
Every 4 or 5 years, we're in these cycles of growth, slowdown, growth, slowdown. That's the end game.